we're introduced to Rengoku,
Mm-hmm.
and he asks Tanjiro to sit next to him, and they're talking about the color of his sword. And I don't remember why it comes up. Do you remember?
I do not, but I do remember it comes up and he says, I've got a black sword. And he's like, oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, he does say that's unfortunate. But what's interesting is that, and this is the thing that we learned in the film that we didn't learn in the series, is that the black sword users don't just master one element.
Yeah.
Which
They're usually
means
pretty like fickle and finicky.
Yeah, which means, and it seems like normally that translates as being that they become a jack of all trades, master of none,
Mm-hmm.
and then they end up being defeated. They don't. It's very infrequent for them to become Hashira, because Hashira are absolute masters of their technique.
Mm-hmm.
And we had some hints that he might be dipping into other techniques because he borrowed something from a dance from his father, and it ended up being a flame breathing technique.
Yeah, and he used it towards the end of the series, and then he uses it again in this movie, it seems like.
And then the movie tells us that the black sword means that he can go into these different elements. So I think that it's probably building towards this idea that he's going to become a master of multiple breathing techniques.
Mm-hmm.
And that's actually going to make him more powerful, rather than in the past, black sword users have been unable to become a master of multiple. But I think he's got that will and the drive that he probably will start mastering more and more. And
yes. Yeah, it seems that way. And when he first got his blade, and we see it's just kind of like a matte black sword, and like, that's, especially compared to the other swords that you see in the series, like his sword is fucking lame and plain and dumb. Like Inosuke's sword is jagged as fuck and it looks hyper violent. Like if you got really stabbed by that, it would be so painful. And Zenitsu's has like, thunderbolts all over it, and then the flame swordsman's got like flames on it. And so when you look at Tanjiro's sword, it's kind of like, this is just a plain nothing sword, but maybe it's supposed to be some kind of symbolic of like, he's a nobody and he just works so hard, and it becomes like an everyman sword that can take all of the elemental stuff.
Yeah, I think you might be onto something with that. And, it kind of reflects how he is as a character, where these other characters are so loud and they're just constantly being like, this is who I am, look how me I am, and he's got this like kind of matte thing going on. This he's not shiny, he's not drawing attention to himself, and that's partly because he's fairly selfless.
Yeah, his strength, it seems like, is just his kindness and pure soul. Like even when the invader of his dream gets to around where his soul center is, he's surprised at how like beautiful and warm and just like how breathtaking it is. And it makes him, he makes it makes him feel good. And Tanjiro has these little sprites that just lead the guy to the soul center. And he's like, you took me here simply because I wanted to find it. And they're like, yeah. And he's like, fuck, dude, like this guy is so nice. It's like, I can't kill this guy's soul center. Like this dude's so good.
Which is so great, because so many other films have this, like, you can't be nice. If you're that nice, you'll get taken advantage of. You like, this will happen to you. And I like how they're like, but he's so good.
That people are like, man, he's so nice, and I can't even funk with him.
He didn't want to die, mainly because he was afraid that it would mean the man who stabbed him became a murderer.
Yeah, that's crazy. And Inosuke is just like, I'll fucking kill that guy. He's like, no, don't kill him. Please don't kill him. And he's like, well, his leg's all fucked up anyway. And he's like, well, then that's his penance. He's done. He's already paid the price for stabbing me. Like, it's fine. And then Inosuke is like, well, I'm going to rip all of his hair out. I'm going to at least rip all of his hair out. And he's like,
thanks for watching that clip from the Anime Movie Podcast. Follow the links in the description below to hear full episodes, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel for more fun clips like this.